Hello everyone, Gang is here, of course, and today I've got a nice little game in the Ru251, the German tier 8 light tank. Yeah, when I loaded into this game I was kind of not too happy about matchmaking, because, you know, 45% it can be carried, but it's always a bit disadvantageous if you're two only tier 9s, not counting RT, because RT doesn't really matter what tier it is. It always wrecks our 44 percenters, or 44 and 45 percenters. So I was not convinced that I was going to be able to win this. Anyway, as it's Karelia and I am in a fast tank, I decided that the only smart move for me to do was to, you know, go for the hill, obviously. As we had a pretty even amount of medium-ish tanks on both sides. As we've got an FCM and, you know, there's a lot of scouts around anyway, whatever. I was kind of scared, to be honest, of the T49 because I didn't really want to eat like 950 HE alpha in my face, saying that way. But oh well, I decided that the risk was worth it, or whatever you want to say. Decided to see if anything comes up. Nothing spotted. The type appears to be going hill at first, but he then makes a dodge sideways to go for the rock. Try and snapshot him, it misses by an inch behind him. And we actually got the hill for free, which kind of surprised me, but it's kind of good in the end, I guess. Right, let me just check this thing real quick. Okay. No, why not do that? Whatever. Sorry. Sorry for that, guys. Anyway, managed to get a nice shot into the T69 on the other end of the map. And I decided to go spot. Now, while I was doing this, I was trying to get 4,000 spotting damage for the LT15 mission for the Stuck 4. I'd been trying to get this mission solo for like 2 days by this point. And I got, you know, like 3.6, 3.7, 3.8, 3.7. Okay, spotting damage a lot of times. I never managed to get 4K. Like, always one shot was missing or something. It was really starting to piss me off, to be honest. So, yeah. Anyway, right here I see the T49, and I want to pause about this shot real quick. Why did I decide to pause it, or, no, what's there important to know? Basically, I wanted to shoot this T49, right? He is 330 meters away. Now, as we've both got more or less 400 meters space free range, that means that even if I'm standing in bush, as my bush is transparent, he is going to spot me, except, when I shoot, obviously, except if there's another piece of cover between us, like, you know, bush or tree, which is more than 50 meters away from both of us. Now, the only thing which that could be is obviously this tree, basically. And what I was trying to judge or guess or whatever is that tree more than 50 meters away from him or not? And I, you know, looking at the menu app, decided it did look as if that was the case, and I decided to take the shot.
Penetration.
As I do not get spotted, I know that I was correct in my guessing. Or whatever you want to call it. Decided to get some more shots into him, but he's doing some pretty good job of wiggling around. As these shells are not the fastest firing shells either. I get spotted by the T-37 and I decide, okay, I'm pissed at wargaming right now, I want to get this mission done. And if not, let's just go YOLO. Also, there was a WZ-111, an IS-6, and an IS-3 pushing up on the hill from below us. All of them pretty good players, and I did not really want to fight them in a scout, as they still had a lot of HP and I wouldn't be able to circle them and I wouldn't be able to out-view range them, and, you know, brawling with 400 alpha heavies is not very enjoyable when they 2 or 3 shot you. And you don't do the same to them. So I see that conqueror over there, and first I just wanted to use some pushes over here to get some spotting or whatever. I see that I've got a weird shot on the E75 there, who was, I don't know, pointing his turret one way and the hole the other. But I just decided to go down here. I'm going to be safe from the guys on hill, and I'm going to have to find a way to deal with this conqueror. And wait, what is that? That's the conqueror showing me his track and not realizing I'm here. That's a track shot. Now, even though the conqueror's got like 10 degrees of gun depression, or 9, or I'm not sure, there's no way he can hit me like this far below him. I'm just able to perma track him. The IS-8, I think, puts a shot into him too, and I take him out, which was very enjoyable. Now that's one of their only 2 tier 9s. Yeah, this game was kind of weird. I mean, on one side, our tier 9s are doing some weird stuff, going over the field instead of, you know, being heavies and going under the hill. On the other side, both of their tier 9 heavies were staying in base, so go figure. Now there's a T69 over here, and I'm not too happy about that. Why? Well, you know, T69 has got a 4-shot alt loader with 240 alpha per shot, and that means that he can clip me with the remaining HP I had. And I'm not very likely to bounce. So what I'm trying to do right here is to lure him out, so that the Ferdinand or IS-8 behind me could, you know, kill him, shoot him, whatever. But that does not seem to be happening. Neither them shooting nor him coming out that far. And I decide, well, he's still got 2 shots left, so he kills me with 2 shots. Why the fuck would I go, you know, risk him maybe shooting my tracks or missing me at 5 meters range? Let's just go away and find something else to shoot at. The E75 decides to make a dash forwards for no reason, really. I was auto-aiming there, which was definitely a mistake, as auto-aim hit the side and not the rear of the tank, but I managed to get a nice shot in anyway. He starts doing towards me and, you know, there's no reason why I would take a shot at him. No, from him. T69 wants to get me, but I'm able to just about dodge behind this rock. I see the E75 turn away again, and there we go. So, we haven't won yet, even though the score is 8-3, the HP are still pretty even. The enemy has a really good presence on hill. Now, we do have their base basically secured. There's only the RT and, you know, 2 lowlifes left in the general area. But, and that means we could probably cap and make a sure win out of it that way. However, they do have the hill, and they do still have a couple good players. Notice how I just go forward very carefully, because right now the RT can't shoot me because of the rock he's hiding behind, while I can shoot at the edge of his superstructure. Then he goes back and I just decide to yell him out. I actually ran out of AP at this point, having done around 3k damage, which does not happen very often. I do carry a decent amount of heat and HE in this tank. Why that? Well, first of all, you know, it's a tier 8 scout, so you meet tier 10s like every second game, and 190 alpha does become insufficient pretty often, let's be honest. The other thing is that the HE on this tank actually has very good penetration of, I think, 102 or 105, 102, which is extremely high, and allows you to penetrate the rear of a lot of enemy vehicles and basically gives you very, very good DPM at that point. Basically the same as tier 10 Russian mediums, of course, if you're able to penetrate those shots. It can also be helpful against like enemy scouts and so on, but it's a bit more tricky then because of tracks eating the shots. But for example, if you manage to get behind the T95 and you can shoot HE, you can literally devastate them. Anyway, yeah, I get behind the T34 and the KV3. I did notice the I6 dropping down, but I did not really want to fight him because he's still nearly full life and he's a good player and he's an I6, so I'd rather, you know, deal with him with my team than try and YOLO him on my own. The IS comes forward to shoot me, I notice that, and immediately get moving, take a nice snapshot at him, and manage to dodge his return shot. So yeah, our RT hits him. I know I reload first, and I've got all the time in the world to put one more shot into him. He starts complaining about gold, but you know, I was actually shooting only AP until I ran out of it. So, yeah. And apparently I should learn to play, which I find a very interesting concept. I wanted to go in and like circle that I6 or whatever, but then I noticed that our IS-8 is basically a one-shot, and he could still do a mega carry, and I don't really want to face him in a one-on-one where he can, you know, maybe even one-shot me or shoot me, track me, and then ram me and kill me in 3 seconds. So I just decided to go down here and use these tiny bushes to be able to shoot him without getting spotted or spot him without getting spotted.
We didn't even scratch them.
Now I'm only down to my last 2 heat shells by now, and normally I should be able to penetrate the I6 turret with heat. However, I guess I was hitting the mantlet or the gun or getting unlucky or whatever. I saw him shoot again, so I can just go out and aim at his lower plate. I could probably also penetrate the upper plate, but you know, safe shot is always better than a not safe shot. Down to HE by now. Managed to get a nice shot into the side of his turret. However, front of the turret, I just do a bounce, non-penetration, whatever. He wants to come for me. Maybe he's got a mission to kill Scout. I don't know. I don't know why he would do this, but maybe he just George's. I mean, most dangerous opponent. I figured he probably still had a repair kit, but I was wrong at that point, so I should have just stayed below him. Doesn't really matter though, as I managed to take him out. No, I don't manage to take him out, sadly, as that would have been a Radley Walters, but he does get taken out. Kind of sad, to be honest, because, you know, Radley Walters in a Scout is always a pretty beautiful thing to get. But yeah, let's have a look at the post-game stats. So, I got a not so surprising ace tanker, high caliber, well that's actually a bit more surprising in a Scout, and a nice top gun for my 7 kills. I managed to do 4.4k damage. I got, yeah, as I said, 7 kills in the process. I also spotted a decent amount of, 2,760, which is not bad at all. Nothing glorious. And, yeah, I got a pretty massive 1,760 base experience, which, is kind of more than double of the second guy in this game. So I was kind of happy with that. Kind of disappointed that this game was still not enough for the LT-50 mission. Like, on one side I wasn't really spotting that much, but I don't really know where I could have spotted more. And I think that if you do like 1,760 base XP, it should be enough. But whatever, wargaming is wargaming. As I ran out of all of my AP and shot all of my heat, I did have a pretty decent credit expenditure, but I still managed to do 8,300 profit in the end, and I got a pretty glorious 2,640 experience, thanks to the awesomeness of Premium account. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and yeah, stay awesome. See you next time. Bye bye. Gang is here.